Hello and welcome to a new devlog of the ruins of Aereal. So it's been quite some time since I posted something because of, you know how it goes, holidays and stuff. But in the meantime, I've done really quite some stuff here. So before was a bug fix in the foresight trait. So it was a bug, and I fixed that bug. So I'll just do a revisit on how it's supposed to work, and I'll also explain here the restoration card. So I've also added a restoration card, and I will add the foresight trait here to show you how it really works. So let's go here and start from the sandbox environment and see what has been implemented. Here we go. So what we have here is the foresight trait, which shows you that this enemy, this creature, intends to cast a spell, and then the next turn this creature will cast a spell again. So here a spell and attack, a spell and a spell. So there was a bug where everyone was when one of the creatures was intending to do a spell, they all did. So it was not really specific to the enemy, or the creature itself. So that bug fix was fixed. Very annoying to find out, really. So next to that, I've also got a new restoration card, and see what it does. Restore 1 health and remove from deck. So I deliberately entered 30 of 50 here as the health of the character, so we can test the restoration card. I will use it. There we have it, and I reinstated here this animation, this aura animation that used to be there before I changed the HUD, and now I reinstated that just to show that something happened right there. So of course this card can also be upgraded. You can see here when it's upgraded, this card is level 2. You can see it by the fact that it's yellow, and there are 2 skulls, and now we upgrade by 2. So I've also got other scrolls, but I didn't change these 2. I'll show you in a minute. So let's close that off and restart the sandbox, and show you the next thing. So I've also implemented the blind trait. I introduced the blind trait while discontinue another trait which I didn't deem really feasible and would also cause an imbalance in the game. That was the unimplemented trait to go to a checkpoint somewhere in the map. So that I discontinued because I felt it was something that where you could cheat, really, and also which is pretty hard to implement and could be very buggy. So I implemented the blind trait. So the blind trait, what it does, it makes creatures blind, and when a creature is blind, it misses you. When it shoots something at you, it misses you. So let's do that, and let's also, for example, add a poison scroll and add this out of sight scroll and add, let's see, which one did I change? A scroll of life, for example. So let's start with that. And there we go. So as you can see here at the top left, there used to be only 8 buttons, and now I've added a 9th button for the blind trait. And you see it's a creature with the blindfold on, blind all creatures. So I will do that. So I didn't do some kind of sound, though. That's polishing. Maybe I'll have the narrator say blind, for example, but I have to do another order with the narrator at that time. So I'm bundling that a little bit. And you can see that there is a hint and a tooltip. So now they are blind, and you can see they have this icon next to their avatars here. The creature is blind, it will not hit you when it attacks. So let's test that. Yeah, this creature should attack us with 9, and this creature will also attack us with 9. Let's end our turn.
Enemy turn. Strong.
And that failed miserably. So there's a bug. Let me see then what I think already know what the problem is. So apologies for this devlog, I just screwed it up, but that's the intention. You get it. That's going to be implemented in the next round to make creatures blind. So let's see what have I got next. Oh, something really interesting. It's hard to mimic. It's hard to debug, really. But what I've implemented, and let's go to the main menu for this one, is achievements. Yay! So achievements, not in Steam or whatever, but really locally in this game, I've added achievements, and you can see that right now I haven't got anything yet because I've reset my game. So finish your first battle is a nice achievement we get to. This is the first blood. This is play 10 cards, which is talented. Apprentice is play 100 cards. Wizard play 1,000 cards. Play 10,000 cards as mage. Summon rage 50 times angry. Fierce blow, finish a battle in 1 turn. So of course I intend to invent a lot more achievements, but I only did this 7 just to get the system up and running, you know. So I've got here in the options screen, I've got an extra button called developer reset. If I click this, then it will reset everything in my game. So everything is stored on disk, and when I do this, it removes everything on disk. So that's why I don't have achievements right now, and that's also why I don't have collectibles right now. So you can also see here I've updated my collectibles, by the way. Just a bit of a side leap. Now I've updated them so they are more in line with the look and feel of the game. So before there were other collectibles, and you can see here werewolves, undead, antlers, etc. And also these jewels here have also been changed. I'm not going to pronounce it. And I've also added 7 more, one for the 7 deadly sins, let's say pride, greed, wrath, gluttony, lust, sloth, and envy. So these are the deadly sins, and that's extra collectibles. In the future, I'll add some more just to have some nice collectibles in the game and have some meta progression. So that's on the side. Now let's together try and get this first achievement, first blood, finish your first battle. Let's go to journey, pick an easy journey and choose the character. Let's go with Joanne. Which this one has a blind trait. Let's see. Let's deliberately pluck Joanne, which is a female character, and then I can also show you what another thing I've implemented. So even though it's been a holiday, I've been implementing quite some polishing here. So let's hope this is a fight. That's it. Okay, so we're going to fight. Great. And now you should listen while I do that, while I play the game. Of course, nothing says that it will be that way because I don't know by heart which has incantations, but if there is an incantation, that would be a female voice. So if there was an incantation, if the character said something instead of a spell sound, there is now an incantation playing, and before it was always a male voice. And right now, if there is an incantation, but there are only about 20 cards which have an incantation right now, it will do a female voice. So let's do something like this. Let's try and finish the first battle. Here we are. You have an implement. Play 1,000 cards, which is totally wrong, of course. So this is another bug. Let's see. Deal 3 damage. 15. Okay, that's pretty good. 5 scrolls. Let's see. Another scroll. Let's see. Petrification, not really necessary. Let's do that.
Enemy's turn. Invisible, your turn.
2 invisibles and a scarecrow. Thank you for that. Deal 7 damage, equal to the energy left. Not necessary. Let's do that. And kill this one off. Let's do that. Take invisible again. Shield, and invisible again. So very defensive these days. let's do that. Let's do that. And I already have this one here, which is fleet battle, which is not going to do that. And so I'm going to do this. And return.
Enemy turn. Strong.
Okay, now it's strong, but it intends to do a Petrify random creature, which is great. Let's do this. Let's do this. Try the petrification. Oh, great. Yeah, it can't be petrified because it's flying. Flying creatures cannot be petrified, of course. Bart, learn to play your own game. Scarecrow card. Let's see, deal 9 damage, draw 1 card. Now it's going to die. Discard.
You are victorious. You have an achievement.
I have an achievement. See, first blood. Finish your first battle. Great. So here you can see some more card art. Magic liquor, fantastic.
Has automatically been equipped.
And let's do some 200 gold. Let's have up. So that's great. So you have to believe me by my word that I have female incantations, and maybe I'll just show you. Let's go here, and I'll go into the code a little bit. And so I've added quite some incantations here. You can see that, and both in male and female. So this were
Lyco Sa Maruan.
So these were the old ones, or the existing ones, and female. So now what happens actually, you can see here in the definition of the heroes, it's JSON file here somewhere. You can see here I've added an attribute called gender, and it will just play incantation that number and then append the gender of the hero which is playing. So that way it's female or male, depending on what hero you are choosing. Also, if we go and see to the statistics, for example, because of course the achievements are part of the statistics, you'll see that I added all the achievement stuff when I increase the statistic. So if battles done increases and the stat battles is greater than 0, and we don't have the achievement first blood yet, and we're not somewhere in the sandbox mode, for example, it will register achievement first blood. And register achievement, for example, it's very simple. It just adds the achievements to the dictionary and saves it. And then queues a command, an extra command, sees show achievement. And if we do that, if we show that achievement, that will pop up on the screen, of course. And you'll see that another thing I've done here is I've began to use the functionality of PlayFab. And PlayFab is a service of Microsoft where you can anonymously connect your a user. It's done anonymously, of course, and then the data is collected, and all of this data, this statistics data, is uploaded to the PlayFab. So whenever someone plays the game, it will register an anonymous user, and it will register all the data of that anonymous user. So in the future, I'm intending to use that to see if the game is balanced or not. So I will try and read in everything of PlayFab into an application to see what users are playing, and then I can see what cards are being played, what achievements are being getting, and stuff like that. So I can do some auditing on that. Of course, I will add in the options screen, I will add an extra option to disable that for people that do not like the fact that this data is anonymously sent to PlayFab. It can be deactivated, but standard it will be activated, of course. The last thing I will show you is in the sandbox is that I've added an extra time traveler notion here. So the time traveler is a new trait. I've added this trait here for Erin. Let's start. And the time travel, what it does is if you have it, it can go back to the start of the battle once it's activated. So purposely I've set the settings to only one turn before activating. So this one is the time traveler, and it's no, this is undo your turn. Well, it used to be undo your turn. Now it goes back to the start of the battle, so I'll have to change that hint. But now let's do this. If a creature dies this turn, whatever, and then deal 9 electricity damage. Great, stuff like that. And the turn.
Enemy turn.
And
You are feeble. Your
I'm
turn.
feeble, great. And now what we can do is activate this time travel trait, and we will go back to the beginning. So now we're back to the beginning. Everything is as it was in the beginning, except for the time travel trait. This time travel trait is reset to 20. Right, so otherwise you can go back and back and back. That would be a little bug. So now we're restarting actually the battle, and that's the time traveler trait, which is great. Another new trait. So there are 2 more traits left to implement during the coming weeks. Let's see the character selection screen here. The one I have not done yet is here the summoning. And summoning will summon a character in your favor. It's going to be a bird coming into the screen, and it's going to attack a random creature every time for you until it is dead, actually. So the characters will try and kill off that creature as well, of course. So that's quite a complicated trait to implement, because I need to implement that character. I need to implement logic that it also attacks. I need to implement logic that it also gets defeated and stuff like that. So that's quite complex, but I'll implement that in the near future. And also the innate ability, where there is the ability to make up to 3 cards innate. That means that they will be added to your hand once the battle starts. That's also an ability I have to do, but for that I need to create an extra screen, of course, and that's also a little bit of work. So that's something I haven't done yet. So in the future there will be coming a lot of extra achievements, a lot of extra collectibles, a lot of extra cards, some extra scrolls, some extra artifacts as well. I have some plans for that. So keep in touch, and make sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you like what I'm doing, and you'll see a lot of great stuff coming up next. So the last thing I would like to mention, and as I promised in a few devlogs ago, I would keep you up to speed on what my game is doing on Steam, actually. And right now, if I go to Steam, this is we are at 1,145 wish lists. So we're going strong for about a month, something more than a month. So this is pretty good already, 1,145. So I'm trying to do some marketing, and I'm also in contact with other companies even to do some marketing for me, because there is no publisher really willing to invest into Runes of Aereal, unfortunately. So I'll have to do everything myself. So I'm really contacting some services to do the marketing for me here and there. So I'll keep you posted on these wish lists as well. Probably a lot of people are interested in this when creating their own indie game and seeing how that evolves. So as always, please like, please subscribe, and see you next time.